basic principle is you try to fly. Flugtag means flying day in German. So these teams have built these elaborate, super cool crafts, all different in style, and they try to take off of a big flight deck. It's about half a football field in length. It's about 30 feet off of Lake Michigan, and it's creativity, it's showmanship, and also how far they go. Distance plays a big factor, and it's a fantastic, very unique event, all brought to you by Red Bull.
Ladies and gentlemen, take your partners for the waltz.
Red Bull Flugtag, simply put, is all about fun, or as I've dubbed it, oxymoronic brilliance. You have grown men and women actually thinking that they can fly, and humans don't fly. You drop. That's pretty much what happens, and you'll see it. So, I gotta get back to the flight deck, get the show on the road.
All right, and this is gonna be the fun part because we need to have it basically go, you know, everything be square to one another. Yeah. Perfect. All right, step one, done. All right. My name's Brian Sommerfeld, and over the last 2.5 months, we've been working on building our Red Bull Flugtag flying contraption, and we just wrapped it up tonight, and everything works, so we're pretty happy. Well, the idea for our flying machine came just from the very beginning when I heard that Flugtag was going to be in Chicago, and I started trying to come up with ideas for what we could possibly do, and I was just trying to think of things that flew other than, you know, basically birds. And so I went through a couple different things and thought the flying monkey would be an interesting idea, and we would be able to actually make it come to fruition, which we did.
About 155 teams entered to be considered to participate, and only 35 teams were actually selected. It's actually dwindled down to now only 30 teams are participating.
I think we all kind of had that moment when we found out that we had been accepted into the competition, kind of an, oh my gosh, we really have to build this now, which was scary but exciting too.
The team is comprised of 4 architects, and architects know everything, so we have a little bit of background, but you know, not directly in aviation. But.
The only research that was done for our flying machine was just to Google what an airplane wing looked like in profile, and that was the extent of our aviation research, and everything else was just kind of shooting from the hip.
We built it right here in our apartment, our 2-bedroom apartment.
We had a lot of different stages. We had tracing. We traced so many things to the point where we were tired of tracing, and then we were cutting, and then we were painting.
The materials that we used for the Flugtag machine was rigid foam insulation, PVC, plywood, and several pieces of cardboard. This thing's held together with glue, tons of it.
Oh my gosh, how many man hours went into this? 1 billion? I don't know.
Oh my God. Oh, it's gonna be terrifying. Whoa!
Tonight was the first time we've taken it out and put it all together at once. There have been a couple times that we've put certain pieces together before just to make sure that everything's fitting together, but tonight was the first time we've seen everything, and so it was really amazing to finally see the scale of all of it, how big it really is.
It was like Christmas morning seeing it for the first time, actually. When I came inside to get more supplies and then ran back out to see it, it was like this gigantic flying monkey, and everybody's standing by it, and it wasn't like being held up. It was awesome.
It feels great. Everyone has worked extremely hard, especially these last 3 weeks. It's been basically nonstop.
It's gonna be tough to see it go into the water. I don't want to think about how it's gonna look when they scoop it out of the lake, and it probably looks like a drunk clown with paint running down everywhere.
But it's like a once-in-a-lifetime type of thing. Like, not everybody makes a flying machine.
Chicago's entertainment.
Today everything's been going amazing. It seems like everyone loves it. We've been taking hundreds of pictures and talking to people. It's just been awesome.
I think the Raging Dorothies are ugly in a beautiful way.
My favorite part of the Red Bull Flugtag is the people and the atmosphere. It's blood, sweat, and tears. It's your 15 minutes of fame, and it's spectacular. I love it.
We're not going to fully set it until we're on the platform ready to go and do our skit. We're 28th out of 30 in the flight order. You're judged on 3 things. You're judged on the creativity of your craft. Then you're judged on the skit that you put together that goes along with the music that we picked out. And then you're also judged on how far your craft flies. So that's basically the 3 things that you're judged on and get scored on.
All right, guys, are you ready?
Yeah. Quick, Chicago!
All right, the flight deck is yours.
Just because it's a duck doesn't necessarily mean that flight is going to happen, but you know, there's a chance. Well.
Right now we're in a weather delay. It's too windy, the waves are too high, so they put us on an hour delay to start.
The weather was hit and miss today. I mean, it was windy at first, then it calmed down. And the last 5 minutes, we had our plane ready to go. We were in line. There was 1 team on the deck, and then there were 3 in front of us. And unfortunately, at the very end, when we were supposed to go, the wind cropped up again, and the waves just got too big, and we were unable to go. So, getting to launch it off, we didn't get to do that, and that's slightly disappointing.
I think the biggest thing that I would take away from the experience would be being able to work closely with a very close group of my friends on a project that means a lot to each of us, but probably in a little bit different way.
I think the biggest thing I'll take away from it is the camaraderie of us 5 working together. Like, you saw it outside, but we haven't killed each other, and we got it done, and it's been a lot of fun. Getting to know, different team members a little better, and it's been great.
I guess the best part about it was the time that we got to spend with our friends building it and seeing it come to life. For the craft that didn't get to fly today, they have the same fate as the ones that did get to fly. They'll just be put in some sort of a dumpster and hauled out to a landfill, and that's the end of our flying monkey.
Finishing first at the Red Bull Flugtag in Chicago was Team Duck Hunt.
This is going in my table right now. This is next to my nightstand. I'm gonna be like this staring at it. It's very fun. I don't know, I got a lot to think and reflect on. This is a life-changing event. Yeah, it's just like, I love you guys! I love you guys! Yes.